All right. Here we go.
You going to be doing this with the mask on?
Yeah, I'm thinking about your safety and just feeling a little under the weather, so I'll just mask up for this one.
Okay, because it doesn't... Actually, who knows what the rules of it are at
That's
this
what I'm
point.
saying. We don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. It could go through microphones.
Maybe it's digital.
Keeps f***ing coming back around somehow, doesn't it, right? Never seems to go away. So.
This is the podcast now. We went away for a bit, and now we're just an opinions podcast.
Vaccination passports? More like freedom stoppers.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
Okay, real talk though. I don't think we can't start the episode like that because won't podcast things listen, and they'll pick up within the first 30 seconds that we said a bunch of stuff about vaccines, and then they cancel us?
And they'll be like, "This is awesome. These guys have my opinions," and then they'll listen for about 5 minutes more, and they'll drop off like everybody else does. Yeah.
No, wait. No, I meant but now this has made me think of something fun. But I meant the algorithm, the robots will listen, and then take us down, take the video down because it's misinformation. But now I'm thinking, what are the robots' opinions? Because maybe if we made stuff that was pro robot opinions, that the YouTube algorithm would push our stuff more. If we were I like AI.
Yeah, I mean, any tricks that we can find are great. Just
because you know what has all the time to listen to a full episode? Robots. None of our friends do, but robots do.
No, God, no. No, we don't do this for friends. We do this for robots, and we always have. We really always have. Now, I feel like we haven't done it. I feel like we haven't done a podcast in a long time. It feels like we haven't done one.
It's rusty.
But I mean, the last one was only a couple weeks ago, so
that's true.
When they listen to this, it'll be 3 weeks ago because this one, it's not instant. We're not just doing this live. It goes through an amount of days before it comes out.
They're gonna wait. So it'll be 3 weeks since they've heard us, but 2 weeks since we've heard us.
Well, last week we, for instance, we re-released episode 9, Real True Murders, the murder of Stephanie Chalmers, which is, we released it because it's October. I already said all this at the top of the last episode.
Of course.
We're doing it because it's October and we worked so hard on it.
Yeah.
We worked so hard and you didn't even watch it. They did. But there's new people. We got new people coming around.
We got new people. They got to see it. Can you guys just tell us how we're doing?
Yeah, leave us comments. Do stuff like that. I mean, it does feel... It is a weird thing to do. You and I are both talking to somebody else right now. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, there's this mystical audience member. Yeah.
But we never really get to hear from them. This listener, except for if somebody texts me.
Yeah.
But that means that they have my phone number, and not everybody does.
Yeah.
647-922.
And that's just your parents texting you and being like, "Good work, son. I listened to your recent radio episode." What is your I think that's what families used to do when they were leave a spot open for Jesus. Did your family ever do that? Growing up religious?
We never said that specifically. There wasn't a place setting for him. Isn't that something you do at Passover dinner? You do leave a place setting for somebody, and it's not Jesus.
Sure.
It's
I'm not sure.
You do something for his name's for Elijah. I think it's Elijah.
You think it's Elijah?
You set
Let's
a place
not check it up.
Somebody.
Let's not do
let's
a fact
not look.
check.
No. We're not looking it up.
We don't look things up.
We're moving on.
We're moving
I've said
immediately.
This is like the Joe Rogan podcast. We just speak. We don't say anything of truth, or maybe it's truthful. I don't know, but who cares? We're moving on. I mean, you set a place for Elijah at Passover dinner, and we never did that because we weren't Jewish. But we didn't set aside a place for Jesus either. But we did say grace.
We would say grace. I don't think we did the set aside for Jesus. Maybe grandparents did or something. But it's the same kind of thing, I think. It's you don't actually set a seat for him, but you kind of like you and I are talking right now, and we're imagining this other person sitting there, and we're trying to have a good time.
They are
with.
just busting a gut at us because we're on, or we're trying to be.
Really quickly, in your mind, what does your audience member look like? Because I have like an ethereal. Like if I close my eyes, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You know what? And I'll just say it. I'll give him a shout out. He listens to every episode. He's Brian Edwards. It's my friend Brian Edwards, and I just picture him because he's a very supportive person.
So wait, and
he does come to everything. Hi, Brian.
Listen, folks, this time it's different because it's just Brian's episode.
We should have him on. He's an improviser. He's great. We'll have him on.
Have him
Brian,
on.
expect an invite.
Let's have him on and then ask him what he thought of Brian's episode. That's what I want to call this one.
We left a place for Brian. Yeah.
We should just call this one Brian's episode.
Brian's ep.
When I think of an audience member, my like ethereal third person is not a person I know, but it's kind of like a younger, like our age. I guess that's not young anymore. Woman. I don't know why.
Wow.
It's like a well,
Brian, this is the last episode we're ever doing. It's over. We've been canceled. Sorry, Brian.
Why was that bad?
I don't know, because you said it's Women's Month.
It's Women's
And you just said you imagined a woman watching us. Sexist.
I still don't know why I'm in trouble.
I don't know, but you are. Okay? You figure it out.
Listen, happy Women's Month, everybody. You know what? It's not Women's Month. It's Women's Year for me. That's how I always leave.
And we're back. The pod's back, baby.
Some people are like, oh, always leave a place at the table for Christians, for Jesus. I mean, I always leave a place at the table for women, just all women. And my wife is like, who's that?
Brave
Who's
of
that
you. Why
for?
all these? Yeah, he's setting the table.
And I'm like,
who are these?
Women.
For women.
They're for women.
They're coming over. They might be here. You never know. You
And
must
we'll
be
feed
prepared.
Equal amounts of mashed potatoes.
Growing up, I'm not changing the subject, but I did have, when you said grace growing up,
Yeah.
did you all take turns and everybody had a specific one that they always did? Or did you have like a family one?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Nobody write any articles about my family, but the patriarch, if you will, would do the grace. The dad. Yeah.
Richard would do the grace. I'm doing grace.
Okay. That is his full name. He would not appreciate that being said on the internet.
Well, you can beep them out.
I'm gonna beep out his last name.
He is the kind of guy that has, like, when I would come over and stay at your place, like when we were doing fringe festivals, like it would take me a full week to get access to the Wi-Fi password because everything was like all firewalled up, and it's just like I'm like just roasting through my phone data.
Weirdly, because you also don't want to ask him, like, I am his son, and I'm still kind of like, is it possible to? Can I get the Wi-Fi? I'm sorry to bother you, but
sorry,
like,
Father. I'm
so
sorry, Papa. And may we have access to the Wi-Fi password? Get out.
Like,
what did I tell you about coming in?
That
Shut
sounds
the door.
a lot like him. He's always drawing maps on scrolls.
Brian
Get out.
Cox from Succession. Fuck off, son. Get out. No, you may not have the Wi-Fi password. You may have a kiss. Come here and receive your daily kiss from Daddy.
And then I'm just like, thanks. I can't do what's his Kendall? I'm trying to do a Kendall.
Yeah. I was talking about Succession with my brother the other day, and he hasn't watched it at all. And he was just like, oh, is that the show that's all like, Dad? And I was like, yep. That's it.
Dad?
You got it. Dad?
That's such a funny... Can you post a video on our YouTube channel of just like your impression of or like do like all season recap?
Season 1.
Season 1 recap. Dad?
Dad?
And then season 2. Dad?
Dad, yeah. Okay, Dad.
That's so funny.
Hi, Dad.
Chris, do you think that Brian watches Succession? What do you think
I
Brian
think so.
thinks of Succession?
I think he watches it, and I
Yeah.
think that he likes it. It's a pretty popular show, and I mean, we've got a few days until season 3 drops, and I think that it's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah. Ugh,
This
I can't
episode is
wait.
brought to you by Succession, season 3. Who will get the kiss from Daddy?
Boom. Who will
Who will get a kiss from Daddy? I think that's just the internet's joke on that show. Is
Who will get a
gets
kiss
the
from
kiss
Daddy?
from Daddy?
And it's so good.
It is.
That to me, that was like peak House. When House was just like so formulaic, but it was also at its peak popularity. I was just like, yes.
What was the internet's joke on House?
I forget if it's lupus. There was there was a disease it always wasn't, that was always suggested, and it always turned out not to be. I think it was lupus.
Do you know what blew my mind about that show? It absolutely blew my mind, and you explained it to me. He's Dr. Sherlock Holmes. It's Sherlock Holmes. House. House. Holmes.
Watson, Wilson.
I know.
Is his sidekick,
I had no idea.
and then he fakes his own death in the end. Spoilers. Huge spoilers.
For both Sherlock Holmes and House. I didn't know that about Sherlock Holmes. Fuck.
Or he died.
So
I can't
I'll go
remember
fuck
if I said it
myself
right.
now.
Do you think Brian has seen House? Do you think I just spoiled House for Brian?
Brian, I think Brian probably watches House.
He knows. Okay.
He
Or
likes-
does he mind?
He's one of the people that whenever we talk about Lost and the ending of Lost, he's quick to correct. Aren't you, Brian? Aren't you, Brian?
Wait, what does he correct you? What do you have wrong?
It wasn't exactly purgatory. We've famously said on the pod, in several episodes actually, that it was always purgatory in the end, and who cares? And I didn't want to watch it because all the fans thought it was going to be purgatory, and then they were like, no, it's not, and then it is.
So does he? Okay, hang on. So you're saying it is purgatory, and he corrects you later on, or he corrects you rather, and says like, no, it's not purgatory, it's something else. What is it?
I don't know. I never listen. I never read it back. I just skim his. No, I'm kidding. I could load up listen, Brian. We'll bring it up on the next pod. Tell me what it was exactly again. Something.
Yeah.
It's like not quite purgatory. It's like a time loop or something.
But they met at a church, and it went to white.
No, I know that, and I know that it's purgatory, and Brian's wrong. A place
Honestly,
for Brian.
Yeah, Brian is I got a bone to pick with Brian. You can't just like be like, oh, you can't add complexity to the show that they didn't give to it.
Well, this is Brian's often. I think it's so funny that this has become a place setting for Brian.
We're gonna do this for every one of our listeners. That's
Brian
10 episodes.
Yeah, he does come. He's like, he likes us, and I like him. But like he's I think he comes to our shows. He's always there, and he's great, and he'll sit in the front. And we've often used him in our sketches as like the audience volunteer, just
Right.
because he's often sitting in the spot where we're
like, that'll
we
work.
normally pick the person from the front. It's just easier, and he's often there. So he's been in multiple shows in Toronto Sketchfest. So maybe it would be fun to like, tell a little, like how bands tell little stories about their sketches before they're performed. We could do that for Brian.
We could talk about each one of Brian's appearances. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I guess so. Or I'm trying to like hammer in the idea for this episode that we did have.
Yeah, I know. And
I'm really trying to stretch it.
Yeah. So can you I just want to put this metaphor in your head. Like, okay, let's say we're in a car together, and let's face it, you're driving and you kind of know where we're going.
Yeah.
And I am sitting next to you. And we both agreed on where we were going to go. We were both like, we're going to whatever. We're going to Whistler. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I
Rich.
am a
Wow, show your privilege. Holy shit. Go to Whistler? Wow. I didn't know we were fucking made of money or Australian and we're poor and going to work.
or we're Australians. I didn't know we were made of Australians. No, okay, so we've agreed where we're going, and I know that's where you're trying to go.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm lightly at first holding onto your arm on the right side. That's kind of like pulling the wheel a little bit to the side. And now I'm fully kind of touching the wheel and pulling it off to a different direction.
Yeah. Yeah, because listen,
That's what I'm doing right
and
now.
Brian, our idea for this episode was that we don't think it's fair that comedians don't get a chance to tell a little story before they perform their sketches. Like a musician gets to talk forever and then play the song. Like this is it's inspired by when the time Gord Downie shook my hand and then I wrote a song about Gord Downie. You think he's gonna play a cover song of a Tragically Hip song, but no. This is a real story about when I went to Our Lady Peace like 3 weeks ago.
Rain Maida
told a story about Gord Downie. It went on forever, and we were like, oh man, he's gonna do a Tragically Hip cover. Cool. And then he's like, no, this is a song that when it makes me think of Gord. I wrote it. I thought of Gord when I wrote it. You're like, this song fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's the
play the old shit. This is a new one.
That's the problem with putting it on somebody. It's like that song has to be a certified banger now, and if it doesn't bang, then you're an asshole.
It didn't bang.
That's so funny. So you want to do that, and I want to make it just about Brian.
When it is about Brian, I'll tell Brian this story. And then we can... Well, Brian, we can talk about how... We'll fit Brian into this. Watch this.
All right. I'm watching.
So, this is a sketch. I can't fit Brian.
You were trying to think of a Brian connection? I like that just thinking about him has ground this whole thing to a halt. This is a... Dare I say, a dog's breakfast right now.
This section right here?
Nah, just the whole episode so far.
No, it's been great. It was great up until now.
I'm keeping it all in, too. It's going to be raw. I'm not editing it.
It's just raw.
But yeah, so basically what these are shorter sketches, right? These are our, we used to call them blackouts.
I mean, that is, it's commonly what they're just called.
So when we started doing sketch, we created this concept called Blackouts, where it was like, was this thing too short, this sketch? What's the best way to end it? Okay, well, the sketch sometimes is only one line. It's only a blow line. So you would, in the theater world, you would lower the lights until they're at 0. But you would do it in such a way that it was quick. You would almost be like you'd almost want the lights to be turned off, as though a light switch was flicked.
Yes.
And it's a really funny way to punctuate the energy of how short the sketch is.
Yes, it gives the audience that was it? Oh, yeah. Oh, if that was it, then that's funny.
And they're like, and so an audience member would be like, wait, it's pitch black in here. Did it just go blackout? And then and that's how we were like, that's what it's called.
Then you bring the lights back up and maybe you do another
something
one.
Else. Yeah.
I like to think back on when we were doing sketch in the early years of Vancouver, and we were writing these we were just calling them like shorties or something, little quickies. Quick daddies.
Shorties. Quick daddies.
We thought we'd come up with this concept of just doing short ones. Like, I truly think we're like, wow, well, this is innovative. But, like, and then I went to Toronto, and they're like, that's called a blackout sketch. We teach them at Second City, and they're everywhere.
They're a dime a dozen.
This is a wonderful little blackout sketch that what you're going to hear right now. It's a lovely little piece that Peter and I actually thought of way back in the day when we were in Alberta. We were filming a sketch about cowboys. We were a couple cowboys out in the field on a farm field, and
Right before you said the cowboy part, I kind of felt like Rain Maida's drummer for a second.
just like not knowing
and
when
here's
to hammer down.
Exactly. Not knowing when to hammer down, and I'm sitting back here like, I don't know which one he's talking about. He's just talking.
Which one are we going to fucking play?
What are we about to play? Oh, he's talking about Gord Downey.
I mean, I've got the set list right here in front of me, but what is he talking about?
Where is he going with this?
I know we're leading into Clumsy. Why is he talking about Gord Downey?
And that's when I met the first Trudeau. All right, here's Clumsy. Oh shit. I've got the wrong sticks. Okay, so this is the Western.
Let's see if I can get you. This is the Western sketch, and we shot the whole Western sketch where it's like the whole premise is, the town is big enough for the both of them. Really funny stuff. Anyway, that's not funny, and it never came out. But what did come out that day was a sketch about like, what if it's this guy's second rodeo, and he still doesn't know where anything is, because you know the phrase. It's not my first rodeo.
It's not my first rodeo.
So anyway,
I feel like you gave away the whole. Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, no, I gave it. I didn't give it away. Here it is.
Okay.
Hey there, partner. You know where you're headed?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm headed. All right, this isn't my first rodeo. It is, however, my second rodeo. Where are the horses?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I did give it away.
Yeah, you gave it away. That's what I was gonna say. I felt like if you were Rain Maida in that, I don't know. We're gonna keep using this Rain Maida metaphor, but like, I feel like you said all the lyrics and then played the song or something, or like you hummed a bit of it. Mm-hmm. You're like, let me just hum a bit of Clumsy. All right, and here's Clumsy. Why didn't you just perform it?
We could have, but that's what we decided to do, and when you have a plan, you stick to the plan.
I'm not saying why didn't
you
perform
Brian?
it. Just
don't you stick to the plan.
Brian loves it when we stick to a plan. What's your second favorite thing about Brian? Thing number one, sticks to a plan. What's your second favorite thing about Brian?
Consistency.
Yeah.
Which is arguably the same. But like, he's consistent.
He's nothing if not consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Brian. Big Brian fan.
I thought you were gonna set up a clip or something, but
I like
Brian. Big fan.
Yeah, big fan of Brian.
So yeah, that went well.
Now, was that one? Yeah, so that was when we shot that sketch in Calgary, right? At like my friend's field.
Yes, at the McMurray's.
Yeah, and we had our buddy Jesse with a camera. The three of us just like met up out in the boonies, if you will.
Yeah.
And then just like started fooling around in some farmer's field.
That's right. And we just we thought it would have been really funny to shoot a sketch.
Isn't I think. And Chris, I want to thank you for providing such great background color on that. That was great. But like, is that really the only thing that came out of it? We should look at that old footage again and see if there's actually a sketch in there.
There is,
or was
a
it
sketch
the audio
in there.
Was wrecked or something?
No, it's actually quite good. But like a lot of our sketches, they get to 75% completion, and then I'm. One of us just goes, I'll do it next week, and then years go by. And that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna put it out, because it's funny. I rewatched it. I found it on a hard drive. I'm gonna say last year. I was like, oh, this was almost done.
We should probably finish it.
Yeah, we should finish it.
There's two others that we're sitting on that I will make quick mention of. One of them needs about $20,000 of visual effects to finish it.
Yep.
And then the other one has, you won't send to me to finish it because it has your wiener in it.
Yeah, that's right. We filmed a sketch, and the premise is...
it's a good sketch.
It is a good sketch. And it is, again, it's almost done. The premise of the sketch was that I'm a ghost. I'm a new, fresh ghost. And I'm not wearing any pants. because what I know of ghosts is that they're just wispy from the belt down, like Casper, right? Or that you don't see their dick. So I didn't put pants on, and then so it's just my dick. And we shot it. We shot Peter's side of it, and then because we did this over the pandemic, and then I shot my side of it, and I'm like, well, I have to be naked. So I shot it in private. I'm completely naked in it. And I'm editing this fucking video, and I'm having to look at my own dick. And I'm just like, fuck, I have to fix this. I have to learn how to do a blur. And that is easy enough. You can do the mosaic little blur on there, whatever. But then I move, and it doesn't track to my dick, so it's still like pop.
The best part about, I don't know why it just killed me so much, is thinking about you editing it, and you'd look down at your timeline to do a cut, and then you look up to watch it, and every time you're like, oh god
damn it,
and then on top of that, I could help, and you could figure it out in After Effects as well. But the best part about all this is, if we want that sensor box to stay over your ding dong, we have to
literally
zoom in on the ding dong, and not even scrub, but what you can do is pick tracking points. So it's like, the tip where all the skin collects, like that's a nice contrast point. So like I'll put a tracking mark there.
Yeah.
And then on this mole maybe.
I know. And I have learned all that stuff because I was like, there's no world where I'm sending you the okay, do all the VFX on this. Track over my dick. You have fun.
It's funny too because like when I put my editor hat on, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like send it over. I guess I'll get over it and do the edit. But then, it would be just looking at your dick the whole time
for hours.
If there's anybody still listening, Brian, if you're still listening, can you just in the comments on YouTube below, just like hashtag free the ding dong or something, like let's get it going so we can encourage Chris to finish and put this
free
sketch
to the
out.
ding dong on,
if we had a private
international in Women's Month, let's start that. That's 2 now. We're canceled. We're done.
Is it? Okay,
now this next sketch that we have here. Let me tell you about this next sketch. It's a wonderful little piece that you're about to hear that does have its own story. There was a while there, and Peter, you can jump in whenever you want. As soon as you actually know
your drummer is sitting here. Your drummer is
as soon as you know what I'm
sticks.
talking about, you jump right on in.
Yeah,
okay?
Go for it, Rain.
I'm not leaving you out, okay? I'm just, talking slowly so you have no idea what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
All right, so Peter and I would travel around a lot, and often we were crossing the border, and it was often like we were thinking about stuff, and we were like making up backstories about, we can't be honest, we couldn't possibly go and tell a border cop that we were going to go and do sketch comedy for free.
I know.
Something
I know which
in our
one you're
minds,
talking about.
And you know what? I do feel like we weren't wrong. We've had many friends get sent back if you tell the truth. We're going for a festival. So there's one we were going to down to Seattle, and we were like, okay, we're going for a buddy's bachelor party. That's it. And we're like, okay, this is great.
Yeah.
And we get we're driving over, and we get there, and I don't think we've ever been grilled more. But I was like, we're going to a buddy's bachelor party, and he was like, yeah, you're going to where? In Seattle? Not really the weather for it. What are you doing? You're going to Seattle for a bachelor party? And we're like, yeah, we're going like paintballing or whatever. And he's like, it's not really the weather for that, is it? And he was just really giving us the gears about my buddy's bachelor party.
Yeah, it's like we didn't organize this bachelor party. Also, it's not real, but
yeah, exactly.
Why are we taking flack for the choice of time and location?
But we started to think of all these just the worst things you could say at the border, and we're just like, just to the answer of business or pleasure. Like, what if you just said pleasure so weird that they didn't let you in?
And again, Rain made us play the first few notes of the song. Why don't we show Why don't we show them the song?
Here it is. Here it is.
Afternoon, sir. Can I see your passport, please?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. Here you go.
Thank you very much. Okay, where are you headed today, sir?
Oh, just down to Seattle.
What's the purpose of your visit, sir? Is it business or pleasure?
Oh, okay. Well, it's not really business. I'm just, like, visiting some friends. So I guess it would be a pleasure.
Ugh.
What?
Sorry, something about the way you're saying that word makes me a bit queasy.
Well, which word? Business?
Yeah.
Or pleasure?
Oh, don't say it again.
Why? I plan on having a very pleasurable time.
Oh my God. Oh, that's not
What?
better at all.
What?
You're really leaning into it. I
No.
feel gross. I feel like I just put on the damp sock of a stranger.
Oh God,
Ugh.
what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay? I mean, it's okay. It's just the word pleasure.
Ugh.
You know what? Yeah, I'm starting to hear
Yeah.
it. I'm starting to hear it too.
Look, don't touch me and say it at the same time. I feel like a loose Band-Aid just brushed up against me in a public swimming pool.
Is it the way I'm saying is?
Yeah.
I'll say it slower. Maybe
Oh,
I'll say it slower.
I don't think that's going to help at all. Don't say it slower.
Pleasure.
Oh, yeah, see, that's just making it
That's
worse for a longer amount of
I know.
time.
Okay, all
But
right,
maybe
I'll say
just
it really fast.
Yeah, say it fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pleasure. A pleasure.
Just maybe just dry it up or something.
Yeah. You like it dry, officer?
Oh my God. Pleasure. Okay. I'm actually, you know what? Against my better judgment, I'm gonna have to search your bag.
Oh, you mean my knapsack?
Oh Jesus, you would call it a knapsack.
There's not much in here. You're just gonna find a pair of Crocs, a couple of summer blouses.
Oh, jeez.
One of those little chapstick humps that you like take the top off. Yeah, it's like a hump. You take the top off and then
Okay.
you rub it all over your lips like this.
Yeah, I know the kind.
That's good. And then you look at your best friend and you're like, you want to use it? Do you want to rub it all over your face? And then the only other thing I've got is like my swimming panties.
What are swimming panties?
Just like really easy to clean panties.
I'm sorry, I gotta get you to step aside for further questioning.
Oh, absolutely, sir. It would be my pleasure.
Okay, you know what? Just go. Just go. Have a pleasurable time in our country. Oh God, why did I say it?
So I'm starting to understand why sketch comedians don't tell stories before the sketch. Is it because it ruins the joke?
We're going to have to ask Brian later if he thought the joke was ruined by you explaining it. But also Brian's probably he'll be like, I know this sketch. I know where this is from. So we'll have to try to find somebody that hasn't seen that, heard that sketch before, and then, have them give you your opinion on whether or not you ruined it. But it's funny because I like that sketch a lot because I get to be quite silly.
Yeah, you're silly Billy in that one.
It's Silly Peter time, which is always a fun time for me. And I hope you have fun in it too.
I like doing that sketch a lot. We've done it lots,
That's a good sketch.
It's one
Such
of
a
our
classic
only
sketch.
sketches that you can just do and takes up 2 minutes. Because
Yeah.
the rest of our things are entire plays.
Have we talked about that's true. Have we talked about the other sketch? The first and hopefully only time. No way. We've probably bombed a few other times in Toronto, but our first time into Toronto. Do you remember that sketch? Have we told this story yet?
No, I don't think anybody knows this, but
We are touring the Fringe. We're new to the Fringe.
Yeah.
And the comedy world, and we go to the big scary city of Toronto, which I still to this day think is big and scary, but Chris lives there and has figured it out.
It's terrifying.
And there's a sketch night. I forget what the night was called, some sort of
I
pro-am
think it's
or whatever.
called, sketch night or something like that.
This story is popping off. So we go there and we're like, we'll do one of the sketches from our new show. We had written one show. This was our first show we were touring. It was a solid 3-star show.
Yeah.
And it had a sketch in it where we basically just do the Sarah McLachlan sad dog commercial where she's like, these dogs are so sad, like adopt a dog today.
Yeah.
In the sketch, there's a lot of context. We've been building up Sarah McLachlan and puppies in general. It's
The
tied
play's
into
about
the
her in a
story.
way. Yeah.
The play is kind of about her, and at that point, I'm acting out. I'm playing one of the dogs.
Yeah.
And the line and Chris is playing Sarah McLachlan. He puts on a wig, and that's about it. And other than that, that's Sarah McLachlan. And we are playing the music that plays underneath her song. I can't remember what song it is. It's iconic. It's not doesn't.
I will
mean much.
remember you.
I will
remember you.
So that's playing, and underneath that, Chris delivers this monologue about how sad this dog is that I'm acting out. And I'm trying to be a happy-go-lucky dog who's using his back leg or his front legs as his back legs and his face as his front legs.
Yeah, that's a objectively really funny line that would always crush. Like, look at this sad dog. He has no back legs. He has to use his face as his front leg. You know, it's like
his front legs as his back legs and his face as his front legs.
Yeah.
And so I am there on my hands and knees, smacking my head into the ground and like barking and being a happy dog, but walking on my face. Hilarious stuff.
It is.
No context though for the audience, and the way they're all sitting.
Yeah.
The first row. So like Brian. And he's the only one that can see what I'm
if Brian
doing.
was there, it would have
be our
gone well,
friends.
but he didn't know us then. We weren't setting a place for Brian at that point.
We should have set a place for Brian. Always set a place for Brian. So I'm smacking my head around. Nobody can see it.
Well,
We're
that's
just watching
why
Chris
it went
in a wig.
badly. It's not that it was a bad sketch. It's that in a comedy bar you don't do floor work in comedy bar.
And it was all
You
floor
can't
work.
see you. You're just rolling around doing your best comedy, and nobody can see it. So of course it didn't go well. All they got to see was half of the sketch, and it was me in a dumb wig, and then nobody else. And then the soft sounds of somebody hammering their head on the floor.
And I just remember that making it so much more painful. Like, we're bombing right now is what I'm thinking in my head while smacking my face on the ground over and over again, going like, bark, bark, bark.
Yeah.
Like, just trying so hard for so little laughter.
And like, we've proven ourselves since, and that was like early on. That was like literally the first sketch festival that we ever did. That was our first time in Toronto, and we've done it many, many times, Peter. We've won awards. But I do remember Gary telling me later, who's the owner of Comedy Bar, saying that he watched that sketch and was really underwhelmed because he had heard a lot about us. And you know, he's kind of like a brutally honest guy, but he was saying that as like obviously that's not true, that you guys are great, but yeah, that moment he was like, oh wow. Isn't that fun?
That's rough. That is really sad to hear now. That stings.
No, but he's watched this so many times. It's been like 10 years since he saw that.
This Time It's Different is brought to you by Gunderson's Placemats. That's right, Gunderson's Placemats for Brian. Buy any number of placemats you like, but know that they all say Brian! Right in the middle of the placemat. You can get a summer cottage, which says Brian in the middle. Or you can get a nice snowy bridge painting. Just remember, it says Brian right in the middle of each placemat. Maybe you like fantasy more. Well, consider these branded Star Wars ones. Here's one of Han Solo doing a Star Wars battle with, or a Star Wars. Here's one of Han Solo engaged in a laser fight with some stormtroopers. But just remember, it says Brian right in the middle. Gunderson's Placemats for Brian. Get yours today, especially if you like stuff that says Brian on it.
This episode is also brought to you by Gunderson's Placemats for the other Brian, if you spell your name with a Y. It's all for those Brians that have a Y right in the middle of their name, and arguably maybe the better way to spell Brian, because you're never gonna get messed up and read brain instead. Yep, that's right. Brians that spell their name with B-R-I-A-N always get mixed up with the word brain, and that sucks. But if you're a Brian that has a Y in there, B-R-Y-A-N, that's cool because it has the name Ryan in the middle, and Ryan is a cool name, arguably. Brought to you by Gunderson's Placemats for Brians with a Y. Is that cool?
All right, Rain. Do you want to walk us into walk us into another blackout there? You got another one on the docket?
Oh yeah. Should we do? Okay, so this one, I don't know where it came from. And I don't really have a story about it, but it's like, so a guy's in a bar, okay? And then so what you're about to hear is a guy in a bar who has way too much to drink, but he's in denial about it. Okay, so here it is.
Excuse me, one more drink, please.
All right, pal. I'm going to have to cut you off. You're drunk.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. If I was drunk, could I do this?
Yes.
Yeah. I
It's
thought that would be
instant
funny.
classic.
It's because he just pukes.
It was funny. You thought it'd be funny because it was funny, and I like that you didn't spoil it too much this time. That felt like
Yeah,
a
I'd
clean
let
intro.
it sort of speak for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe where it came from is
Yeah. What's the inspiration between Barf and Guy? Chris? Can you tell us, Chris? Can you tell us if what this piece? What was the impetus?
yes,
behind
and
this
it is a piece. It is a piece.
Yeah, it's a real piece, all right.
What is a joke of ours that you never liked doing? Do you have one?
Me?
I don't. I can't even think
Shoot,
of
that's
one.
tough.
It is tough. I really did put you on the spot with
A
that
joke
one.
that I never liked doing. We do a sketch where I'm on a park bench, but that's a whole sketch. I guess I'm admitting to you for the first time that I don't really.
No, I knew
think
that
is
you
that
didn't
good.
like that one because often when I say, and then we should do that, and you go, yeah, and then maybe we could find like a replacement for that one or something. But Liz, it is a good one, but you're right. If the audience isn't on board with the premise,
Yeah.
it is just 3 minutes of hammering the same joke over and over.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I
they don't find that
understand.
silly. And then the other problem I think with that is I am high. It's silly Peter time a little bit, so I should like it, right? But
Right.
I can see the audience the whole time. I'm very
Yeah.
facing forward, looking at them doing this bit, and it's high energy. It's like I'm crying the whole time and like having a breakdown.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of driving, and it's hard to drive in mud
You know what?
when it's
We got a clip. Let's roll a clip.
All right, let's roll the clip. All of Park Bench?
You can cut it off whenever you want.
I'm keeping that in.
So, what do you do for work?
Oh, work, right? Ugh.
Oh.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Never tell me what you do for work.
What?
Promise me you'll never tell me what you do for work.
Oh, no, it was a figure of speech.
Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not a lawyer.
Are you a veterinarian?
I'm not a veterinarian.
Why am I guessing?
Okay, so you guys get the idea. That's like the premise. You get it. You get what's going to happen in that sketch.
Yeah,
And it's on our
I
YouTube
told you
channel.
I'd have to kill you, and yeah, it has it is a good video sketch, I think. But you know,
Yeah.
it's
What about you?
what about you, Brian?
Brian, in the
Is there one
comments,
that you
can
don't like?
Yeah, what's one you really don't like? And be honest, we can take it probably, maybe. What's one you don't like, Chris? Do you have do you have one that you're like, you know what? I don't like this joke.
Well, there's ones that have stink on them now for me, like and we don't have to play this clip. I think we do have it somewhere, but it is the power outage sketch where, you know, the power's out at my house. So I phone you and I'm like, "Oh God, is the power out at your house?" And then it's just a list of like things that I don't remember what power is, and like which is batteries, and why the sink works. Why do the taps work when the power's out? You know?
Yeah.
It's funnier than what I've explained, but
it's still funny. I like it.
the reason that it has a stink on it for
Yeah.
me is
What's the
because
stink?
that, you know, that Just for Laughs set that we went and did at one of our,
yeah.
it has come up on the pod before too, but
Yeah.
one of our big breaks.
Yeah.
That our 14-minute set that we did was chopped down to just that sketch. And then I come out of that sketch and I slip on a banana, which has, when you watch it on the internet, there's no context for that because they've chopped off the
'cause
first.
they chopped off the context.
So I'm just slipping on a
God.
banana, and it's
As though
I
we
have a
think-
hard time watching that and
Yeah.
also living in that sketch anymore.
It's as though it makes it look as though we think that's how sketches end. Like we're vaudevillians from the 20s. And we're like, just slip on a banana peel to end it. And we're like, no, that was the joke we were trying to make. We were making a joke that's not the actual joke, but it made us look like we liked that we thought that was funny.
Yeah. What's your favorite Brian memory?
Oh, what's my favorite Brian memory? Am I remembering this right? Did he splash water in my face?
Yeah, he's
Did
done
he do that one?
He's done that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, his was one of the more violent ones. It was
He's
one of
comfortable
the,
with us. Yeah.
Yeah, when you have people up on your show that are too comfortable with you, you're going to get water all the way up your nose in that moment.
Yeah.
The moment is I am being a real piece of work. I'm being kind of a bully, and I call for water, and it's a callback. A person comes up and splashes water in my face because I'm being very rude.
Yeah.
And
I've primed
some people
the person
really enjoy
backstage, and I say, go out when Peter calls you and gives you the cue. You need to go out there and just blast him in the face with water and from this cup.
because I was being mean to him earlier in the show. And so very fun moment of revenge for everybody in the audience. But like we were doing glass, like that could have gone wrong. We were doing like heavy glass glasses
Yeah, and
full
it
of
did
water.
go wrong. It did go wrong several times, especially when Brian did it. He was too violent. He was too violent.
Too violent. I do remember, I don't think it was Brian, but I do remember some people missing entirely, which I didn't know you could do. Just getting too nervous and like an entire spray, a nice wide cone of water going directly past my head.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
that's
need
a good one.
if we do that again, we need a backup glass of water so you can run out and splash me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
That was an
Let's see.
excellent host laugh by Chris there just now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should. And we'll get we should have a backup glass. That's great. Next on the show, we have Nickelback coming up. Stay tuned.
And then as soon as the commercial break happens,
We'll be
just-
right back.
Right to zero. Chris goes right to zero. We'll be right back. Can you do like a good laugh to zero, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'll tell you when we're out for commercials.
Okay, set me up for a laugh.
Okay. And so and then the therapist says, "Well, Moth, like you really need some therapy, but why'd you come in here?" And the Moth says, "Well, the light was on."
That's great. We'll be right back.
And we're out for commercial. Oh, you went before the commercial. Just
I
not even
dropped
looking
it.
at the guest.
You were telling a classic Norm Macdonald bit, weren't you?
I fumbled and I grabbed it.
That's okay.
That's also not his. That's an old joke that he liked to tell.
Oh yeah, but did you? In all this
Art of the
Norm
Shaggy
Macdonald
Dog.
thing, there was a story that he told that joke. He had no intention of doing that long-winded bit on
Right.
Conan because he was only going to do one segment. And the Conan talked about this on his podcast, and then they were like, "Okay, Norm, will you do another segment?" And he was like, yeah. How long is it supposed to be?" And they're like 7 minutes, and he's like, "Oh God." And then so he's like, he had just been told that joke by somebody else or something. So then he's just like, yeah. So he just long wins that joke.
He
for
did such a
7
good
minutes.
job too.
Oh yeah.
He knew exactly what to do with it. He's like, it's a long story. I'll make it a Russian tragedy.
No, I just thought, that it would be fun just to do an episode with just us, but then, as is the show, they're like, well, it's got to be something because we've
Right.
put this pressure on ourselves. But, maybe we're enough.
What do you think, Brian? Are we enough? Brian, is
That's
this
a no.
enough for
That
you?
was a no.
Okay. All right, Rain. Maida,
Yeah.
do you want to walk us through one more song before we wrap this concert up?
Okay, well, here's one more little ditty. Here's one more little tune. We thought of this one. We were trying to think of these shorties again, these little blackouts.
Yeah,
These little
shorties.
quick daddies. And
dads.
everybody has one of these jokes that's like the MTV Cribs jokes, So we thought, it would be really funny to really play on that phrase, "This is where the magic happens," right?
Okay, all right.
So everybody's like, and this is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
And they open it up, and it's a bedroom, right?
Yeah.
It is a bedroom. So we thought
It's always like, ha ha ha, wink, wink.
we thought, what
Okay.
if you open the
No, don't
door
give
and
it-
I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away.
Don't give it away.
I'm gonna give it away. Okay.
Don't give it away.
What if you open the door and
Uh-huh.
let's roll the clip.
All right, and that was the tour of my kitchen. Now, behind this door, this is where the magic happens. Keep doing magic, you stupid magician! Keep doing magic! You're never gonna get out! I'm never gonna let you out. You're my little magician pet! All right. Okay, let's go check out the living room.
So as you can see, you open the
Yes.
door and the magic happens in there because there's a magician in there, and that is why people laugh because it wasn't expecting it, right?
And that joke, I think the other part that made that joke
Sure.
go over well is the desperation on the person who's
Yeah.
trapped.
Why?
He's held
Why
hostage.
is he held hostage too? Why is this guy such a freak and as a magician?
Because the psychopath wanted a room where the magic would be happening.
It's good. It's a good bit.
I stand
Yeah.
by that one. I like that one. That doesn't. Yeah, that's a good hearty laugh in a show in a sketch.
We'll
show.
be right back.
You held the smile. I thought you were going to go to zero.
Yeah, go
there.
to zero.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Can I try it now? Can you tell me like, and we're out for
Okay.
commercials or something? Okay. Okay. That is too good. That is too good, Chris. All right, we're gonna have more with Chris when we come back. We'll see you in a bit there.
And we're out. Just drop. Just so dead. Oh, that's good. That's
a
good.
fun game. I like that game.
Well, I think we're coming up on our time here. Thanks for rejoining us. This time it's different.
Yeah.
We had a blast. A little trip down memory lane, playing some ditties for you. They were just collecting
It feels
dust
good.
on
It
a
feels
hard
good to be
drive.
back in the
It's nice to
saddle.
get that. It's nice to
Yeah.
get those things out there.
Show them to the people that haven't seen
A
them
lot of them are already on YouTube, but these are audio versions that we recorded for an audio album that we didn't get around to doing. Did we?
which are
Did we? So
no, we did not. And now they're
now
on
they're
YouTube.
on YouTube for free.
And now we've burned them.
It's great. We'll be back towards the next week and the week after, with lots of guests, up to our old hijinks as usual. So stick around for that, and we'll be right back.
And we are out.
Fuck, what are you doing out there? That was fucking brutal.
Oh. No, I thought I was doing a good job.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.
Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.